Back when I hit either 500 or 1,000 subscribers, I forget which, I offered viewers 4 options for a movie I should review to celebrate. But I probably could have saved myself the effort because it doesn't matter what the question is, the answer is Batman.
Pardon me, would you have the time?
Batman. In the era before the Great Plague, around 2017, I reviewed the 3rd movie in the Son of Batman series called Batman Bad Blood. There we met Katie Kane, better known as Batwoman, and saw a team forming around Batman that included Damian as Robin, Dick Grayson as Nightwing, and Katie. We got a Batgirl teaser at the very end, which sort of left me drooling to know where this was going. Well, here we are. This was released in 2019 and apparently got all the publicity of the sun rising, which is why I didn't hear about it until a few months ago. Thanks to the dual miracles of the DVD and the public library, we can take a look at it, starting right now. At 82 minutes, this is a feature-length movie like the others. I'm often left wondering why these didn't get more exposure. Because as we've seen, these are good movies. And spoiler, this is no exception.
Oh, Bruce, is that you?
I know. Soon. Oh, this is a terrific space for this. A moment, I have to take this. I'm clear, Alfred. Update.
None as of yet. Master Bruce, it is acceptable to take one night off. Speak to someone about sports.
If the Adam West series is any indication, the only sports he knows anything about are boxing and horse racing. But he just spotted someone that he'll be glad to talk to about anything.
Selina Kyle is here.
Better known as Catwoman. She hasn't done anything naughty in well over a year, so Alfred suggests giving her the benefit of the doubt.
Come on, it's Catwoman.
She's probably casing the joint.
Nightwing was supposed to be doing recon, but things sort of took a different course.
Yeah. Found out the shipment was tonight, so thought I'd torch it. Who knew heroin was so flammable?
I'll be there in 5.
5? Where's the trust? It's over in 2.
2 seconds, that is. Dick Grayson left Wayne Manor and became Nightwing because he came to resent being in Batman's shadow and always having the big man second-guess him. As we can see, things haven't changed on either side.
Sir, do you have an idea what Miss Kyle's interest in the gala would be?
I'll ask.
Considering that dress she's wearing, this definitely calls for a closer look.
How you been, Selina? Anything new?
You could say I'm at a crossroads. I used to love my work. At the gallery. But now...
Sometimes change is good.
like you would know.
Bruce? You're actually here.
Excuse me, do you see the person I'm talking to? Go interrupt somebody else. His name is Thomas Elliot. He and Bruce have been friends since childhood. He's also a world-class brain surgeon. He tries to drag Bruce away, but Bruce more or less drags Selina along. He really wants to talk to her.
Sorry to interrupt, Master Bruce, but I'm receiving reports that Bane has abducted a child. Ringing your phone now.
This needs my attention. But it was good seeing you. I'd like to catch up. Soon.
She's a little bummed, but if he hadn't left, she would have had to. Looks like we have a Manchurian Candidate thing going on. And we forgot about somebody.
And here we are. Seriously, both of them?
Welcome to Gotham City, Thomas. You'll find that sort of thing is a lot more common than you could have imagined. Bruce has a spare bat suit in his trunk, so he's changed within minutes and on his way to rescue the child from Bane. and maybe even find out why Bane is doing this. He's demanded a ransom the family has agreed to pay, and Commissioner Gordon is on his way to deliver it right now. While he's doing that, Batman is going around quietly taking out Bane's guards. The action reminds me of Batman Begins, where he doesn't step out and challenge the guy to a fight the way he and Robin always did in the Adam West series. Instead, he comes up from behind or stuns them with a batarang first.
The child was taken from the playground in broad daylight.
It's not like Bane to be so public.
As he's freeing the child, Bane appears.
Where's my damn money?
Take a close look. It's a pretty safe bet Batman doesn't have it, and neither does the kid. Maybe you should go look for it somewhere else.
Stupido bat. My venom is stronger. I am stronger!
As if Bane could ever resist a fight with Batman, even though he hasn't won one yet. Yes, I know he broke Batman's back in Dark Knight Rises. Batman came back and kicked his butt. Temporary victories don't count.
Here's your money. Come get it.
Considering how many times Batman has killed Bane, it's a wonder Bane is still alive.
Your parents are waiting in front.
Asshole!
And if he is alive, you have to hope he felt that. Batman suddenly realizes he's being watched.
Batman. Apologies for the interruption.
Lady Shiva.
That was an ivy leaf, and he's pretty sure he knows what that means. The lady is from the League of Assassins. The big question is why.
The League has been in flux. Different factions vying for power.
And?
And in the chaos, the life-giving power of a Lazarus pit was exploited by an unknown intruder.
Somebody snuck in and used the Lazarus pit. That's the same thing she said, except in about half as many words. She just wants to know if he knows anything about it. He doesn't, so she vanishes back into the shadows. But she gave him another mystery to ponder. Now there's another problem. The ransom money is gone.
Catwoman? Damn it! Did you know she was back in town?
Why do you ask? Speaking of asking, he has a few questions for Selina.
Like the view? It's the only thing you'll catch tonight.
Don't be so sure.
This is one thing that's been consistent about Catwoman since her first appearance in Batman #1 in 1940. She loves the game. The chase is her favorite part. The romantic entanglements between her and Batman really began with the live-action series.
Holy mush!
And the comics only belatedly picked it up. Even then, the comics didn't really do anything with it, although there may have been good reasons for that. Catwoman wasn't allowed to appear in the comics at all for the latter half of the 1950s because apparently she was way too sexy for the keepers of the Comics Code. If you don't know what the Comics Code Authority was, look it up. The short version is they were the guardians of comic book morality, the censors if you like. In the late 60s, Spider-Man did an extended story in which Peter's roommate Harry Osborn got hooked on drugs. Readers loved it and lauded Marvel for taking a stand. The Comics Code dudes not so much. They refused to put their stamp of approval on those issues and told Marvel not to release them. Marvel said screw you and released them without the authorities' approval. It would take a long time, but that spelled the beginning of the end for the stodgy old censors with a stick up their goozicks. By 2010, it was defunct, which means it's okay for Selina to look insanely hot again. Mystery guy steps out of the shadows to reveal a face covered in bandages. He whispers, "Hush, Batman," and that takes us into the opening credits. Once we're done with that, a group of thugs come along. They can't miss this opportunity.
What the hell?
Only one way to deal with this freak.
Or maybe they can't, especially after she beats them to a pulp.
You know, some guys pay for that.
Well, hey, maybe you found yourself a new profession, Selina.
Man, screw this!
That was uncalled for.
This isn't the live-action Batgirl who dances her way through a fight. She will take you apart. She and Nightwing will be the only sidekicks this time out. Batwoman isn't in it at all, and we'll see Damian's screen time. For now, Batgirl is telling Catwoman to back off.
You're working with Bane and you're going down.
Calm yourself, little girl.
Come quietly and you won't get hurt.
Aw, that's adorable.
Yeah, it turns out she's a little more than Selina anticipated, so it's time for a strategic retreat.
Alfred, Batman's hurt. Really hurt.
And she has a direct link to Alfred, which means she knows who Batman is.
Any problems?
Batman.
What happened?
He couldn't keep up.
You sound disappointed.
Doesn't matter. I got the job done.
She is disappointed. If Batman dies, she has nobody to play with. Robin and Nightwing are both too young, and Batgirl doesn't appear to swing the way Batwoman does.
How would you say it? Perfect. Say it for me, Kitty. Say, perfect.
Perfect.
You can go now.
It's interesting that Ivy has control of Catwoman, but couldn't force her to say it that way. It suggests there are limits to her control. Speaking of limits, we're breaking a lot of them with this video. We sure didn't see that in 1966. So Ivy was controlling both Bane and Catwoman. I'm guessing the latter was to serve as backup in case Bane failed, which he did.
What the f-
So there are some language limits we won't exceed.
Not yet, Ivy. 50-50, remember?
Since I can't control you, maybe I'll finish our deal another way.
Oh, I wouldn't. If my vitals don't remain, well, vital, this herbicide bomb will make nasty work of you and your pets.
He has another job for her that will pay 10 times what this one did. He gives her a box with a glowing green rock.
His head injury is beyond me, I'm afraid.
He needs a hospital.
Batman can go to the hospital?
No, but reckless Playboy Bruce Wayne can. Take the roadster to Forest Road near mile marker 82 and wreck it. Dick Grayson will take him to the emergency room.
She thinks it's a little weird that they have a plan for this, but maybe she should too. In that line of endeavor, sooner or later you're going to get seriously hurt. Planning for it is a good idea because while you might be able to cover up a black eye with makeup, it takes way more makeup to cover up a broken arm. It's a good thing Bruce's old friend is a brain surgeon.
Tom, I owe you so much.
It's the least I can do for all the times I left you hanging. Oh, wait.
I know. I haven't been a very good friend.
There's a legitimate reason for that. He just can't tell you what it is. But Bruce is resolving to be a much better friend and spend more time hanging with Tom. Being a typical guy, Bruce won't stay down as long as Tom wants him to. He needs to go to Blackgate Prison, and Alfred knows better than to try and talk him out of it.
Might I suggest this one? The headpiece has a bit more padding. Do try to avoid blows to the head. I prefer not to buttle for the world's greatest vegetable, sir.
And if you do take blows to the head, try to avoid the region that signs paychecks.
Moving Bane is unnecessary, Waller. This is one of the most secure prisons on the planet.
Security has nothing to do with it.
You have no paperwork, no orders. I'm calling the mayor.
Wondered when you get here. Are you also gonna tell me I can't take him?
Can't and shouldn't are different things.
He wants to talk to Bane and explains why. She says no. He says, I have information to trade. She's not in a bartering mood today.
I'm on a schedule.
Another mission with your so-called Suicide Squad?
I haven't seen the movie and I haven't read a comic book since I don't know when, so I didn't know who she was. But in that couple of sentences, they told me what I need to know about her. Good writing.
What's going on? Didn't you sedate him?
Yes, ma'am. Enough to trank a herd of elephants.
Bane is using a new venom. Makes him immune to your sedatives. I was going to tell you.
He told you he had information. Instead of asking about it, you bit his pointy ears off. Maybe it's time to think about decaf.
These tranquilizers can be fired from the 20mm guns on your helicopters. Stay back, and I'll help you reacquire them.
Batman. Stay out of my business. And I might stay out of yours.
His being there has nothing to do with your business. He didn't even know you were there. Worse, he didn't care. He came here to see Bane and found you interfering with prison business.
Where is my money?
How should I know?
She explains that Ivy made her do it, but he's not interested.
Catwoman, down!
The drone attaches itself to Amanda's helicopter, and with a hearty, let's try this again, away they go.
Thanks. It appears we're even.
Stay out of trouble.
Wait, God, I know you're not big on conversation, but hold on. You're going after Ivy and I want in.
I have a code. Revenge isn't part of it.
How about the address of her pheromone-controlled minions?
The skin-tight outfit couldn't do it, the alluring voice couldn't do it, the big eyes and little half-smile couldn't do it, but now you have his attention.
Give me the information, and I'll take care of Ivy.
Nope.
Fine. We work together on this.
She has one more demand, and she's not budging on it. Gordon called for an update, and Batman said, Ivy who?
No more. Metropolis. Ivy's in Metropolis.
God, you're hot when you smash stuff.
He calls Alfred and says, get the jet ready. We're joining the Mile High Club.
And pack the jewelry.
Oh, dear.
Jewelry?
Haven't you heard? It's the 2020s. Even Batman can have a nose ring.
Hey, is Man of Steel hyphenated? I can never remember.
No.
How about Bloodmobile?
Lois, I have a deadline.
Just super type it like you do when you think I'm not watching.
It would appear that everybody knows everybody else's not secret anymore identities. Bold move, DC.
How come you're still hanging around? Don't you have an interview?
He's coming here. Quite the get.
Who?
That would be me.
Bruce, you're early.
Lois goes off to find a room while Clark and Bruce discuss why he's really there without actually saying anything. Because if Lois finds out that Superman and Batman have something going, she'll want to be in the big middle of it and get herself in trouble. And they'll have to rescue her again. And they don't have time for that. Bruce has places to be.
LexCorp makes a fortified ethylene compound, engineered to allow exotic plants to withstand changes in locale and temperature.
And so, why are you here?
I need the delivery list of that compound for the last week.
So of course you come to me at 3 in the morning.
That interview with Lois took longer than expected.
Would you like a printout? Maybe some hot cocoa before you leave?
I have what I need.
What you need is to show me some respect. I saved all your asses against Cyborg Superman. And I'll remind you, I'm a Justice League member now.
Probationary member.
One of the more interesting phenomena that's taken place both in the DC and the Marvel universes since around the 1980s is just about anybody can license the rights and make a new story thread about any of these guys. And every so often, that thread overlaps with another one like this. I know Lex turned semi-good in one of those alternate worlds, so we may as well use it to our advantage when it helps move this story along. And by the way, Batman doesn't really respect anybody, even himself.
Wondered when you'd find me.
I've come back to you.
Have you now?
No one can resist you. And why would they want to?
That's so true, Kitty. But no one fakes it with me.
Well, so far this plan isn't working.
Nose filters. What am I going to do with you, Kitty? Oh, I know.
Cut it close, why don't you?
You mean that was supposed to happen?
Oh. Is Batman your new boy toy? I have one too.
Remember the green rock that Hush gave her? It wasn't hard to figure out what it was, and now we know what she did with it.
Kill them.
Tell me you have a plan.
Yes. Run.
As plans go, that's one of the less complicated ones he's come up with. If that's your average sewage pipe, their air is going to taste funny in a little while. Fortunately, that connects at the water soon, and the tunnels are lead-lined, compliments of Lex.
They'll buy us some time.
But this is Superman.
Yes. And if he wanted, we'd be dead already. Deep down, he's a good person. And deep down, I'm not.
That's the jewelry? Normally, I'd be disappointed.
Kryptonite Knuckles, but Superman's already getting a dose of kryptonite.
You thoughtless, worthless, stupid meat! I don't get my money if they're still alive.
I won't kill.
Are you trying to resist? Seems my kryptonite kisses need a touch-up.
Speaking of things that taste funny, but it appears to be enough, he's off again with orders to kill them.
You clear on your part?
Standard snatch and grab. Not like I haven't done it before. That's my cue.
She'll go do what she does and leave the heavy lifting to you.
Listen to me, Clark. I've opened the gas main. One spark from your heat vision, you blow up the entire block. And you know what building we're under.
That is what you call a sucker punch. They fight for a while and Batman wears him down with the kryptonite.
Remember what I said about the gas main? I lied.
That hurt.
That was the general idea. Before Superman appeared, Catwoman took off to carry out another part of the plan. And here it is.
Get your hands off! Shut up and hope the big blue Boy Scout snaps out of it.
Get control. You can save her. It's your choice, not Ivy's. Damn it.
He knows Batman won't do it, but Batman isn't the one who has her.
Okay, looks like we do it the hard way.
How's your day been, honey? Mine's been eventful.
He promises to explain everything. I have a feeling he'd better start with this.
I, blacked out for that part.
You better have.
Little did anyone realize Batman could have saved himself a lot of bruises just by pulling out a bat tissue and wiping Superman's lips.
I wouldn't get too comfortable if I were you.
Shit.
Was that really necessary?
Yes. All opposed say no. The yeses have it.
Mother... None of this is my fault. I was forced to use Catwoman to steal Bane's ransom. Then he made me control Superman.
And who exactly is he? She's not inclined to tell.
Not the hair! Ah!
They may go easy on you, but I won't. Name. Now.
Hush. It's true, he calls himself Hush.
Reminds me of the story about the little boy named Shut Up. Every time an adult asked him his name, he got grounded. Superman takes Ivy and flies off. It's time to head back to Gotham City.
You weren't supposed to throw Lois off the roof.
Is this your code again? Superman was going to squish you, so I improvised. That's what partners do, right?
She's making out with Batman, but she can't see him tonight. She has a date with Bruce Wayne.
Look at you making an effort. So wait, does this mean Selina is two-timing Batman with you, or vice versa?
Don't you have something to do?
Nope.
You raised him, so you know him better than anyone. You think he's going to miss an opportunity like this?
There he goes. Bruce Wayne on a genuine date. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Is there anything he wouldn't do? From what we've seen of him in this movie series, that's questionable.
Hello, Damien. Titus?
Pennyworth tells me you're romantically involved with a criminal now?
Ex-criminal. And it's only a date.
There are no ex-criminals, Father. Only ones who aren't breaking the law at the moment.
Exactly. So at the moment, he's going on a date with her.
She's not like that anymore. Damien,
Look, I understand. This never-ending mission of ours is a lonely endeavor. If this trollop provides some carnal release, so be it.
Trollop. Your slang skills need work.
But I needn't bring up your past poor choices in women, including but not limited to my mother.
Yes, your mother is/was a very attractive woman. But you know enough of this story to understand there was also a bit of coercion going on there. They told him he couldn't leave and he was supposed to marry her. That's coercion. So he looked her up and down and said, okay, that's not.
Damien, I'm not...
Not that I'm on great terms here, mind you. However, I must insist that you use protection. And another thing, cover your drink.
Goodbye, Damien.
Goodbye, Damien, indeed. That's it for him. 45 seconds on a video phone call. But that's 45 seconds more than Katie Kane got, so I suppose he should just take it and run. Plus, how many other chances is he going to have to do that to Bruce? Cut to Harley Quinn's place. Hush appears and tells her he's kidnapped the Joker.
Hey, I'm the only one who gets to tie up Mr. J.
I don't know why that doesn't surprise me. He also tells her what she has to do to get him released. Bruce is there to pick up Selina.
Is there time for a drink?
Why not?
You know, I had a bet with Eartha here that you wouldn't show up.
You heard the cat's name correctly. They do some more chatting and agree that they both want more balance in their lives. Then it's off to the opera, where they're sharing a box with Tom and random woman.
Wah, wah, wah. Crying clowns. Who needs them, am I right? Ladies and jerks, there's been a slight change to tonight's program. Along with the opera robbing you for $1,000 a ticket, we're gonna rob you too!
She says, my man has been clown-napped, and to get him back, I have to kill Bruce Wayne.
Nice tux. Hope it's not a rental. Whoa!
He's Bruce Wayne, better known as Millionaire Bruce Wayne. If it's a rental, he probably owns the rental company. He tells Tom to get the ladies out of there. He'll act as a decoy so they can escape.
Hold still, you wascally wabbit! Sorry, Rico!
Rico isn't there anymore. Please leave a message. Help comes from an unexpected source.
What?
Your gesture drag was over in the 90s. Now it's just sad.
Harley Quinn is an interesting character that I had never heard of until I started poking into post-Adam West Batman stuff. Her origin story is well known. She was a psychiatrist at Arkham Asylum, fell in love with the Joker, and, well, you see the result. One little tidbit I have not been able to find is how and when she learned to fight, tumble, and all the rest. If you know, please feel free to share with the rest of the class, which is to say, me. However she learned it, she sure learned it good.
What is it the theater folks say? Break a face! Bats with cats now? I just threw up in my mouth a little.
Looks like she learned some things better than Catwoman did. She's not badly hurt, so he can keep chasing Quinn. Yep, that's Tom. Or was. And of course, the other guy needs no introduction.
You know what the joke is here? I'm totally innocent. Ugh, that doesn't even sound right, does it?
I think he agrees. It doesn't sound right. Batman is in a rage like never before.
I want you to break your code, but for something I actually did.
Batman, don't! I'm warning you, Batman. Let him go. Do not make me do this. Not over him.
He has a valid point. The Joker is not worth losing everything over. And he's telling the truth. He was being held captive when Tom was killed, then was set up. It's not hard to figure out who's behind this. I get the symbolism, but considering how many guys he beats up in the course of a night, I find it hard to believe that's the first time he's seen blood on his gloves.
That sentimental claptrap worked. Now back to the grind. Who's robbing these days?
Oh, shut your damn mouth! Strip him. Double hand and leg cuffs.
Ooh, kinky.
Just hope he doesn't tell anybody about that punch. Batman can get away with it because he's not police. He's a vigilante who gets one heck of a lot of special treatment. That's why he's not in jail for assault and battery all the time. But Gordon is the head of the police force. When he does it, the law calls it police brutality. Lucky for him, the Joker likes it.
Your eye is like a lamp. It provides light for your body. When your eye is healthy, your whole body is filled with light.
The movie is quietly giving us the idea that Bruce and Selina were involved sometime in the past. She said she was wild back then and figured that was why he dumped her. He said no, he liked that about her, but so far he hasn't told her the real reason. Frankly, since she's still Catwoman and it appears she still may be vulnerable to whatever Hush is doing, he'd be crazy to. Maybe once everything settles down and Hush is in prison, but he can't think that far ahead right now.
But when your eye is unhealthy, your whole body is filled with darkness. And if the light you think you have is actually darkness, how deep that darkness is.
And the light in Bruce is definitely darkness. It's a safe bet that Hush was the one who set up the Joker and almost pushed Batman to kill. Some detective work verifies the Joker's story. Hush set it up so he could escape just in time to get to the opera and get framed for Thomas's murder.
But why kill Thomas Elliot? He's got no connection to Batman.
But he did have one with Bruce Wayne. Hush knows Bruce Wayne is Batman.
He doesn't just know, he's determined to make you suffer by destroying everybody you might care about. Checking in with Selina might be a good idea.
Hi, Selina.
Never mind, she's checking in with you. He's been trying to call her to thank her for what she did at the funeral. It's clear they still care about each other, despite the career path she took.
Let's not wait another 10 years before seeing each other, okay?
I'd like that. There's just some business I need to take care of first.
10 years. To the best of my knowledge, we've never established how old these people are. Even with constant workouts and training, to do what he does, Bruce can't be more than about 30. Ditto for Selina. If they haven't seen each other in 10 years, that should mean what they had was a teenage romance. But they talk like it was a full-blown fling, maybe in their 20s. I have a hard time believing that Bruce is in his mid-30s or pushing 40. And I won't ask Selina because it's rude.
If I were you, I wouldn't wait too long.
Are you saying I have competition?
Full disclosure? I was seeing someone on and off before you called. It's complicated.
Ah, a mystery man.
You have no idea.
Well, may the best mystery man win.
But how does she decide which of you is the best?
I didn't hear a thing. What now?
Riddler.
And he appears to be driving drunk.
That C-lister? It's like they're all crawling out from under the carpets now.
On the other hand, he is driving an armored car that probably doesn't belong to him, so let's go get him.
It might be none of my business, but I want you to know I'm for this thing.
Thing?
You and Selina. Bruce Selina? Anyway, I think she's good for you. She makes you less intense.
And she does appear to have gone straight. Now that she's out from under Ivy's control, she hasn't done a single naughty thing. Well, in her mind, she's done some rather naughty things with Batman, but there's no law against that.
Hold on.
For reasons nobody could ever figure out, millionaire Bruce Wayne paid all the repair bills on the 4 cars that were behind the Batmobile.
But if you're serious about her, you're going to have to tell her everything. Otherwise, it won't work.
You're right.
I am?
It's none of your business.
I think he's done talking about it, Dick, and he's done toying with the Riddler. While Nightwing takes care of the small fry, Batman will go after the big fish.
Oh, shit.
He says, "I'm not resisting." Batman says, "Where's Hush?" Riddler is trying to play word games to avoid answering, and he's doing a lousy job of it.
Maybe I'm trying something new. You know, shake things up. Shake, shake, shake.
He also has really good eyes. That'll be useful in prison.
I'm glad you're here, Batman.
Who are you?
I'm the man that will destroy your life before taking it.
He says, "I already took Thomas Elliot from you, and nobody else you care about is safe. You'll watch them all die until it's finally your turn." Batman is in a rage, which of course is playing right into his hands. Yo, Batman, take a nice hit, calm down, and think. It's supposed to be a thing you do. But he's not just rattled, he's shaken to the point where parts are falling off. He's scared.
Batman. I'm not stealing anything, just looking around. Old habits.
I know this is your home, Selina. I have for a long time.
Right. World's greatest detective. So why are you here?
I want you to leave town.
He tells her what Hush said. He says, he's bound to know you and I are involved. She says, involved how? It's time to show her.
Bruce? Bruce Wayne is Batman?
So, what now?
Oh, I can think of a few things.
You can probably guess what they are.
I don't often say something was worth the wait, because I hate waiting. But that? Meow.
I feel the same.
And as we'll see in a moment when they get up, they did that while they both still had their underwear on. In 41 years of marriage, I can honestly say I've never tried that.
Your scars. So many.
You, remember these?
I just got my retractable claws. Cost a small fortune.
They worked. I had to upgrade my Kevlar body armor after that.
Sorry?
Different circumstances. I hope you both realize that and don't start holding stuff against each other. Except for your bodies. He says, let's get out of here and go to my place.
Huh?
You did it. You actually did it. Alfred! He did it! Hi, Selina. Dick Grayson.
Pleasure.
Yes, he did it. A statement that can be taken several ways, and all of them are probably accurate.
Miss Kyle, I've taken the liberty to prepare tea with assorted biscuits.
So everyone knows who I am?
Just us and Damien, not Gordon.
Who's Damien?
Robin. His son? You two are gonna have so much fun.
And it's montage time. There's more, but you get the idea. I have a feeling Damien/Robin got relegated to a cameo so this could happen. But imagine this. They're a trio. We know Damien doesn't really trust Selina, so the two of them are constantly butting heads, yet somehow getting the job done. All the while, Bruce is trying to figure out how to get his son and his girlfriend to get along. You could do a lot with that. I'll have more to say about Damien's absence in my concluding remarks, so keep watching. Seriously, keep watching. I need the watch time. By the time the montage is over, they're practically domestic, having breakfast together and everything.
Look at this. I'll even pay. Okay, you pay.
You already do extreme stuff. Isn't that kind of like taking your work on your vacation?
After we catch Hush.
Who's disappeared? Maybe he heard about your hot, ferocious new partner, or died setting a bear trap for you. Either way.
You go. Take the jet. I have to be here.
You're missing the point, Bruce. He may know how to do the horizontal hula, but beyond that, he's pretty clueless.
I'm not asking you to retire, Bruce. I'm asking you to spend some time away from this. With me.
If we were to do this, we'd have... Oh.
I do apologize, sir. It's Commissioner Gordon.
There's been a break-in at Thomas's office. He thought Bruce would want to know. Selina says this is something Batman needs to do alone.
What were they after? Information.
Glioblastoma multiform brain tumor. Nearly inoperable. Well, that doesn't sound good.
It isn't. For him. But it may be for us. You up for a trip to Arkham?
Oh, joy.
While he's doing that, Nightwing will take the Batmobile and go on patrol. Catwoman is bored, so she'll go along. Soon there's a call. Somebody broke the lock on the cemetery. Let's go find out why.
Have a face full of fear!
His fear gas is working on Nightwing, so she'd better get up quick.
This will sting a bit.
Kinda like that.
Scaredy Cat wants to play. How?
Nose plugs. Have you smelled yourself lately?
The gas is specially designed only to be absorbed through the nasal membranes. Breathing it into your lungs through your mouth neutralizes it and turns it into harmless carbon dioxide as you exhale.
No! He'll kill me! I cannot fail!
Sure you can.
Nightwing has his own version of an EpiPen to counter the fear gas. Catwoman helps him use it and get to the car.
Alfred, are you listening?
I am. I shall remote pilot the Batmobile to the Batcave, whilst you secure Scarecrow.
She probably should have done that before seeing the Nightwing, but hopefully he's still there. Or maybe it doesn't matter now. While Hush watches, a claw comes down and picks up a bunch of that metal, including Selina and the engine block she's chained to. I suggest she start picking that lock, and quick.
So you finally figured it out. I was getting bored.
This is nuts. How's the Riddler involved? He's been locked in here.
When I saw the name Arthur Wynn in Thomas Elliott's files, I knew he was more than a bit player.
Arthur Wynn invented the crossword puzzle as we know it today, so it's a nice alias for the Riddler. He used it when he went to Thomas for his brain tumor. Thomas operated, but it didn't work, and he told the Riddler to get his affairs in order. Instead, he bribed a few people and took a dip in the Lazarus pit. That was when he saw everything, including Batman's identity. He also knew the other villains made fun of him behind his back, so he started taking revenge on all of them by making them do his bidding. But how is he doing all that when he's sitting right here?
Riddle me this, Commissioner Gordon. Who is Batman?
Since that's not blood, I think we can guess what's going on here.
Jesus!
Oh, you shouldn't have done that. I was using it to control him.
Shit, Clayface.
Finally, I'm free.
He's loose and he's just a tad angry. I did not know he could do that. Commissioner Gordon would rather not know. Batman subdues Clayface and rescues Gordon, of course.
Seems you're still playing catch-up, Batman.
Let's end this, Hush.
Agreed, but you come to me. You see, I went to the graveyard to catch a bat, but was off by a letter.
Batman knows what that means. At the steel processing plant, her particular pile of steel is headed for the furnace to be melted down. Just think, Selina, someday you could be a car fender. If you become a car fender for a 1928 Porter, you'll even have somebody to talk to.
Admiring my beauty mark.
As he learned, the Lazarus Pit can heal you and keep you alive, but there's a price. You turn gray and get the scarlet letter on your forehead.
Batman will find you.
Of course he will. Within seconds, he'll have disassembled the device I used to turn Clayface into my doppelganger. He'll then know the effective range is 10 miles and search that radius, which means we better get started.
He starts the machine and the claws start moving toward the hopper to the furnace. Along the way, he's explaining to her exactly how Batman will find them.
Batman will then contact Alfred to confirm you are missing. Batman will come alone. He'll deduce I've prepared a place for our showdown. He'll compile a list of every factory and warehouse within the 10-mile radius, of which there are 62.
He expects Batman to arrive just barely too late to save her.
Screw you!
No time.
And besides, she's already had Batman, so this guy'll definitely be a C-lister. Looks like he knows it, too. But guys like him always blame the woman. Why does the steel mill have those? Never mind, now they don't.
The briefest of reprieves, I assure you.
It's time for a final showdown. That's gonna leave another scar for Selina to play with, but now Batman knows how to beat him.
You're the same insecure C-lister you were before you went into the Lazarus Pit.
Big talk from a dead man!
You tell riddles a fifth grader could solve, and you call yourself the Riddler. The sheer lack of imagination is staggering.
You take that back!
Batman keeps hammering away at his ego until he starts making mistakes.
The effects of the pit don't last forever. I'm betting even now you can feel it. All that strength and genius slipping away just when you need it most.
Catwoman has gotten one hand free and is trying to pick the lock. Why she wasn't doing that when it was a lot easier to reach, I don't know. That was another mistake, and a big one. Now the whole place is coming apart around them. She should have done that half an hour ago and saved herself some aching muscles.
I win! I win! I win!
9 lives, remember?
And how many have you already used up? There were at least 2 in the live-action series. Throw in this one and you're down to 6, I believe. For some reason, Batman's grapple can't pull him up and neither can his muscles. Catwoman says, "Let him go. We have to get out of here." And I'm going to pause here and give you the opportunity to stop the video or fast forward to my conclusions if you don't want spoilers. Don't worry, I won't be offended because I understand. If you fast forward, you'll see a big blank space before I wrap up. I'll give you 10 seconds to decide. All right, for those of you who stayed, here we go.
Wait! You're Batman! You can't let me die!
Screw this shit!
Looks like she was right. A few more seconds and they would have gone down with him. They're in an empty lot not far away. Batman may need a few stitches to fix the impromptu appendectomy Riddler gave him, and they're both going to feel that from head to toe in the morning, but they're alive.
He didn't have to die.
What?
He didn't have to die.
You're crazy. You're absolutely insane.
You only just figured that out?
He killed your friend. Tried to murder Nightwing. Hell, he almost killed me, and you're sorry he's dead?
I had to try.
Realization is hitting her like a slap in the face.
I'm such a stupid fool. I can't believe I let myself get caught up in this again. No, I changed. I would have changed more, a lot more. For you. For us.
And hopefully those changes will stick. But she's discovering that he really is insane and he'll never change. Not even for her.
Goodbye, Bruce.
And he just lets her go because he's not only clinically insane, he's stupid. She was right. Cutting the cable was the only thing to do because there was no point in both of them going down when the walkway crumbled. What would that have accomplished? He said he had to try. Well, he did. It didn't work. He couldn't pull the guy up, and sitting there any longer would have killed both of them. He had to try, and it has nothing to do with who he was or what he did. I get it. Every life matters. If you're of the same persuasion I am, you realize that Jesus Christ died and rose for everybody, especially the so-called bad people who need him the most. So we have no business wishing for anyone's death. But there comes a point where you have to say, okay, that didn't work, and do something else, however painful or tragic. Batman needs to understand that no matter how whacked out his head is. But alas, 'tis not to be. And scene. Our romantic tragedy is finished. I'm as big a sucker for a good romantic story as a guy can get, but what the heck was that? It's a good film, but what does it have to do with the Son of Batman series? The only reason we could even consider it such is because Damian had one small scene. This series has been about Damian, not about Batman and not about Bruce Wayne. Cut out Damian's cameo and release this as a standalone movie and I'd probably buy it, but this is not a sequel to Batman Bad Blood. It was fine for what it was. It had good animation, characterization, Catwoman got some great lines, and I, for one, did not see the big reveal coming. We had a sort of cavalcade of villains, and they were all well done. If it's viewed on its own and not as part of the Son of Batman series, it's worth watching. But now I want an actual sequel to Batman Bad Blood, one that gives the main character of that series at least 60 seconds instead of this chintzy 45. Hey everybody, thank you so much for getting us to 4,000 subscribers. When I started out, I honestly didn't think it'd happen, but here we are and we're going strong. Please keep telling your friends, keep watching, and especially keep the comments and suggestions coming. I read every comment and thoroughly enjoy them, and several of the series I'm doing right now came about because someone suggested them. As always, remember to click the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this, and if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Come on in and join us. As you've seen, we have a lot of fun. You can become a patron and help support the channel for as little as $2 a month, and thanks to all my current patrons. You guys are the best. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.